Yeah, and we back, baby, and we back. Yeah, it's Inside the Trenches. Yeah, I'm BIGFAV with it. Yeah, I gotta get y'all hyped because it's been a while since we've been on a Friday night, baby. A Friday night, it's festival season, and I got the opportunity to kick it with y'all. And I got the homie Mario Jerez here. And look, I usually get Mario over the phone on a Tuesday. He came through and slide through with your boy here at Small Sliders. And for this segment, first and foremost, we want to thank our sponsor, Crown Car Wash, for all that they do for the show. That's 1336. Crown Car Wash is at 1336 Stump Boulevard, right there in Gretna. You can't miss it. It's the big purple building right there off of Stump Boulevard in Gretna. See the Home Depot. And check this out. You want to wash your car, but it's a little nicked up. You got some bumps. You didn't hit the darn pole at the store of the house, and you need to get all of that buffered out and get some detailing and paint done to your car. You got to hit up my man Bo over there. The address off Field Street. I got 6007 Field Street. Go to Bo's Touch Up, the detailing, painting your cars. They'll hook you up, definitely. And look, y'all can go to the bottom of this show. Y'all can add it in the messages, and we'll get that to y'all. That's Bo Touch Up, detailing. Get all them. Your car looking ugly. They can't take you to Crown till you get all of that situated right. Be sure to do that. They'll paint it up, make it look brand new for you. Then y'all make sure y'all hit up my folks at Crown Car Wash, get it washed. Look, they can be done at 7 o'clock at night. Crown not closed. They're 24/7, baby. You can go get your car wash at Crown Car Wash. So, Mario, it's time to take a look at this Saints' football schedule, see who they playing. I know the NFL is going to release the official schedule next week and the dates, the locations, and all that. But we at least know the home games and the away games for sure. So let's go ahead and take a look at the black and gold and their opportunities and the possibility.
Let's get it. I love this game. And I love the schedule release, too. I'm looking forward to that with all the social media teams and how much effort they put into that.
Yes,
that's always a lot of fun. It's another event the NFL hypes up and people actually watch.
No doubt. Hey, I'm looking forward to, I never lying, bro. They do hype it up. Last year it was the Rams that won it, huh?
Yes.
Theirs was fire. Like, they did the whole deal.
Yes, and the Chargers had an anime one a couple years ago that they spent like $1 million on, but it was worth it. Like, that was good work. I still remember it years later.
You gotta love the hype behind these shows. And by the way, man, speaking of shows, we got the Legends Fest this weekend. So Mario, I know you said you're gonna come through in Vacherie. DJ Toon gonna be on the ones and twos, but we just had Million Bags pull up. So that must mean we're gonna do a performance this last segment coming up and talk about the festival. So I look forward to that. Now, Mario, let's look at the schedule. We have to be honest with ourselves. I know we're excited for the Saints and everything. So we're just looking at the games. I got the home games in front of me first.
All right.
Right? Atlanta at home.
Starting with the Falcons, man, I hate to start so pessimistically, but I would pencil that as a loss right now. Kirk Cousins, I know he's kind of gone through a lot since he's gotten to Atlanta. I know he only has one playoff victory, but the one playoff victory was in the Superdome against the Saints. He normally plays pretty well there. So as much as it pains me, if I'm speaking objectively, I would pick the Falcons to win that game in the Dome right now.
Now, that's a good point you made. Like, when he comes to the Dome, he's typically victorious. And then I look at it like it from this perspective, the weapons he has around him. You have money at wide receiver. You got Kyle Pitts. You got a Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation set up. You remember that, huh? Yes. They drafted Jordan Love in the first round, and with Jordan Love, with Aaron Rodgers, when they had an MVP season, I'll show you we need a first rounder.
Yeah, interesting strategy, Terry Fontenot, and he said their logic in doing that was we don't plan on picking this early again, but man, that's risky territory right there. And it's unfortunate for Kirk Cousins because the main reason he left the Vikings, at least according to him, is because he didn't feel that they were very loyal to him. And the very first thing the Falcons do, literally, is draft his successor. So feel a little bad for Kirk.
So you're saying the Saints going to start off 0-1?
Yes. If that's the first game at home, I would say so, yes.
And after the next two games, Carolina and Cleveland, are they 2-1?
I think you beat Carolina for sure. Cleveland, that game in New Orleans, I'm going to pick Cleveland to win that game. Jameis Winston makes his return to the Dome. Probably not going to play in a perfect world. If he does play, then things get really interesting.
Oh, man.
But top to bottom right now, the Browns just have a better team.
So at
1
this
and 2.
point, they're 1-2 right now. Then the Broncos come to town. Coach, you talk about Jameis coming back. Coach Payton comes back for the first time, but as the Denver's head coach, how the Saints look in that matchup?
That's a victory to me. You're possibly facing a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix. Dome is going to be electric regardless of what the Saints' record is up to that point. And Sean Payton, knowing him, is probably going to do some really cocky stuff in that game. Like, I could see a double wide receiver pass to, like, a fullback or something. So I think that helps the Saints win. The crowd helps them, and they win their first home game against the Broncos.
Okay, so they stay at home for the next 2 games against Vegas Raiders. That'll be cool for Derek Carr, and then they play on Los Angeles Rams. No more Aaron Donald.
Oh, boy, Andres Pete revenge game with the Raiders there in the Superdome. Man, the quarterback situation is really interesting in Las Vegas. So I guess I'll go ahead and pick the Saints to win that game. Derek Carr going up against his old team. Pretty evenly matched right now, I think, between those two. But Saints at home, I'll give them the edge. And then against the Rams, I'll probably take the Rams in that game. Similar logic, just top to bottom, they're better. I remember calling the game last year. You know, I do the Spanish broadcast.
That's right.
For the Saints. And I'll never forget watching Pete Carmichael's offense and then Sean McVay, although the Rams were banged up, watching his offense. It was like watching, like, 2 completely different operations, like 2 offenses that operate completely differently. One is attention to detail, looks crisp. The other was just a complete mess. So that's my lasting image of last year's game, and for that reason, I picked the Rams to win again this year.
No doubt. And look, y'all, make sure y'all follow Mario at Mario_E_Jerez on X, formerly known as Twitter. Y'all check Mario out. He's right. He does the Spanish radio for the Saints, for the Pels. You can also get the latest on his Pels Kitchen podcast, which he's going to give us some draft previews and stuff like that. So y'all be sure to check out my man Mario. And you can also follow DJ Tune at Straight Tune. If you have weddings, birthday parties coming up, like me, I had to book them for 4 festivals and this show. Hit up DJ Tune, Straight Tune on Instagram. Very good brother, and he DJs his tail off, literally. He does his thing. All right, let's get through the rest of the schedule here, right? We got Atlanta at home. Again, we beat Atlanta. In Atlanta. We played them at home already. Do we return a favor and beat them in Atlanta?
Yes. I think it's a screwy rivalry, right? Saints, Falcons. Atlanta gets them at home, which they didn't do much in the Peyton Breeze era. Like the Saints normally won that game in the Superdome, but we're not in that era anymore, right? And I think the Falcons win in New Orleans, but then the Saints can very easily get revenge and win the game in Atlanta. And Taysom Hill probably has a big game because he always does against the Falcons.
That's right. Okay, now Carolina at Bank of America.
Carolina at Bank of America. Who? Can the Saints sweep Carolina again? I'm going to go ahead and pick the Panthers to win that game. Maybe they're not there in the win-loss column next year, but I think Bryce Young is going to make some progress. They're going to get some good wins, and a divisional game against the Saints might fit that category. I could see Carolina win a close game at home against the Saints.
Man, to me, Carolina, I like the fact that they brought in a guy like Robert Hunt to update their roster on the offensive lineman. All right, so we're going to look at the next 3 games. Now, this is where it gets very interesting. At Dallas, at Green Bay. Let's go 4 games. At Kansas City and at the Chargers.
Oh, man.
2
and 2 stretch sounds a little ambitious there, Big Fave. Like, I want to pick the Saints to win 2 of those games, but 1 and 3 might sound like the best scenario. Maybe against Dallas. Although I know that kind of pains you, being a Cowboys guy. But yeah, that's a tough stretch. The schedule is not what it was last year, and that is unfortunate for Saints fans. So just being realistic, being objectively, I think they maybe win 1 of those games, and if I had to pick one, it would be the Dallas game.
So how many games we went through so far? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 games, and you said out of those 12 games, you counted what?
I think I got
4 loss.
I think I got them 5 and 7 so far.
5 and 7.
Not the best mathematician, but
5 and 7. That's about right. Okay, so let's go with that 5 and 7, and then you got New York. So let's say they're 6 and 7.
Yeah.
At Raymond James.
Mm-hmm.
So now they 7-7.
Yep.
You think they beat them at Raymond James?
I can see them get that win. That's typical Saints, right? They start out really bad. Their record's not great, but then they rally towards the end. They get a win they're maybe not supposed to get, kind of like last season.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay won the division, but they still won on the road towards the end. So at this point, I think the Saints are doing just enough to stay in the hunt. Maybe some heartbreak at the end, but they're still in it at this point.
8-7. Philly at home?
Yes. Philly at home? No. That's a loss. I'm sorry. I was looking at the next game.
So now it's 7-8.
Yes.
Now we're back to 8-8?
Yes. In the best case scenario. You got 2 more games after that, right?
9-8. And then we got 9.
Yes.
So you think the Saints finish 9-8? Am I saying that right?
Yes. That means they would go 1-1 in those last 2, correct?
They'll have to. So flip a coin. I mean, we have a rookie in Jaden Daniels. Hopefully he not having – well, hopefully he is having a good year. I'm torn between, we want to see him do well, but, yeah, well, I got Mario at the table. I thought we was looking at about a 10-7, boy. Mario like 9, and I think probably I would probably challenge you a little bit on them first 4 games. I would probably say we would beat Cleveland just because it's at home, and I don't know which Cleveland team we going to get. So that's why I got my 10-7. Well, we want to hear from you. At him at Mario_E_harass. This is way too early. We're going to do this again once the schedule is dropped and all of that good old stuff. But it's inside the trenches. Y'all don't go anywhere. You can hit me up at BIGFAV504. Y'all let me know, what is the Saints' record next year? What are the wins and losses for next season? We got DJ Tune over here. We live at Small Sliders. We want to thank Crown Car Wash for sponsoring this segment. And remember, before you go get that car wash, hit up Bowles Touch Up, baby. Detailing and painting right there at 6007. That is Field Street, Marrero, Louisiana as well. Just like here live at Small Sliders, it's getting packed, baby. We got million bags about to hit the stage with yours here in a few. It's ESPN New Orleans, inside the trenches, baby.